What's good, y'all? It's your boy Ross back at again with another video. So we're gonna check out 10 wrestlers who ruin their opponent's move. Now this should be quite interesting. I want to see what wrestlers end up on this particular list that may have ruined their opponent's move set or whatever particular move their opponent was trying to make. Accidents happen, things happen. Sometimes personal egos get involved. Maybe they have some backstage heat with each other, and maybe one person doesn't sell a move. We've seen that before, where they may not like how the match was gonna end, or they don't like their opponent in real life. Like they're not really rocking with them behind the scenes, and they know sell a move, which ultimately could ruin it for the viewing experience for people watching live and people watching at home. So we're gonna see which wrestlers are on this list. Appreciate all love and support. Let's get right into this one, man.
1, 2.
Is this on?
Moves don't always go right in wrestling. There's many reasons a
Look at
botch
that.
might occur, but today we're covering instances where a person on the receiving end was at fault.
Oh no. Oh,
We'll look to analyze and break down what may have gone wrong,
the whole gender. I don't even know. He could have just sold it like he didn't get hit, but he just decided to fall anyway. It's just
Fighting to get off those shoulders.
as we highlight 10 times wrestlers botch taking moves. We'll look at a match featuring Jim the Anvil Neidhart and Chris Jericho from WCW Monday Nitro in September 1998. Prior to the bout, Jericho mentioned that Neidhart was apprehensive about losing to him due to Chris being a cruiserweight. Jericho was set to win with the Lion Tamer, however, he had a torrid time getting Neidhart in the move. Jim was said to be in a lot of pain at the time and couldn't roll over to properly get in position for the maneuver. The mishap made for an awkward and sloppy ending. The referee even signals for the bell at one point, despite the submission not being locked in.
Trying to
Oh.
fight him.
He powered his way out of that. It's what he did.
Never mind the fact Neidhart hadn't even submitted. After a bit more struggling, the ref
Damn.
called for the bell for a second time.
Just so intense
Oh,
from
boy.
that move.
And Billy Silverman saying ring the bell.
It never rang, but Jericho was
Wow.
still declared the winner, despite the Anvil having never given up. It all made for a very bizarre finish. We're sticking with WC.
yeah, you could tell just by the crowd. They was just like, okay, what's going on here? Damn, that definitely looked hella awkward.
WCW to now highlight the sheer strength of the Giant.
Well, it all comes down to one hold, one maneuver, the choke slam. It was.
The 7-footer usually had no problems hoisting wrestlers up for the chokeslam. Generally
Yeah.
speaking, talent would go up and post for the move without issue.
This giant is out of control.
However, there were a few occasions where the timing was messed up.
You don't need any trash talk in there when you can pick up that.
On the August 17th Nitro from 98, Stevie Ray's jump was off, meaning the Giant had to use his strength to reposition Stevie midair.
Give Jericho the belt on Thunder. Gonna do it again.
Oh wow,
Then there was
bro,
the
that's a lot, bro. A young Big Show. He was definitely strong as hell, bro, because he didn't even get all of that. He didn't really jump into it, so he had to really wrench him up and then bring him down. That's a testament to how strong the Big Show was, man, back in his day, in his prime days.
time NWO stalwart Vincent barely got himself off the ground, forcing the Giant to power the former Virgil over his shoulder and plant him into the mat with a hellacious chokeslam.
Damn.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's get it.
Yo. That's a grown-ass
With all
man.
his power and strength, the Giant also had a gentler side, as seen from how he took extra care when chokeslamming either non-wrestlers or when performing the move outside the ring.
Gonna make him. Hey, we got security officers coming out
All the JAGs.
in full force.
The most famous
And that's the testament to someone how professional they are. You know, person that's not used to taking those type of bumps, he's gonna be a little bit more easier on the coming down of the choke slam. So shout out to the Big Show, man.
This example of a wrestler not getting up for a chokeslam involves Hulk Hogan, and
Oh,
it occurred
boy.
during his match with The Undertaker at Judgment Day 2000.
Sounds about
Hogan
right.
was quite beat up at the time, so it's likely he wanted to be careful when landing on his
Love
already
this.
injured back.
Love this clip. That can also, yeah. Apparently, he had been dealing with a lot of back pain, and he had multiple back surgeries, so it made sense why he couldn't really jump like that no more.
He and Taker weren't on the same page on the first attempt, but got things right the second time round.
The Undertaker
There we go.
couldn't get him all the way up.
The powerbomb can be a difficult move to execute since it requires a lot of effort from both competitors.
Yeah.
If the receiver doesn't get high enough, it can spell danger.
And Maxine trying to play defense there,
Oh,
but Rhea
this
Ripley
one.
showing her power now.
Oh.
Maxine up top, hammered away.
Yep, right here.
King Booker and Batista nearly learned this the hard way during their match at SummerSlam 2006. Fans speculated if there was a legit tension between both wrestlers going into the bout, and that's because the two men got into a physical confrontation a few months prior when filming a commercial for the SummerSlam pay-per-view. This was due to Batista disrespecting Booker and others during the shoot by not speaking to anyone.
Batista said, "Hey, when are you coming over to SmackDown? Because I have nobody to work with."
Oh. Damn.
The two also had heat stemming from Batista's affair with Melina, which Melina was placed in wrestle court for, during which Book was one of the prosecutors. By the time they'd worked together at SummerSlam, the two had patched things up and the match went off without issue, up until the finish.
I didn't even
Booker
know
had
this.
trouble getting up for the Batista bomb.
Now, Batista's irate. King Booker.
Oh.
The Animal was eventually able to hoist
Yeah.
Book up while the crowd booed the blunder. Sticking with the powerbomb, we'll now look at separate examples where Shawn Michaels had
Ooh.
trouble taking two variations of the move. First is Sid's release powerbomb from when he betrayed Michaels on Raw in 1995. In this instance, Shawn goes up too high and overshoots his mark. Michael goes up right the second time, but Sid uses an awkward technique on both occasions, so we can forgive HBK falling on the first try.
And look, the power
Oh.
but yet power bomb.
Oh.
Next is Diesel's jackknife powerbomb from WrestleMania 11. On this occasion, Shawn lands on his butt instead of his back. Nash believes Michaels bumped awkwardly on purpose because Shawn was unhappy about losing.
Shawn could fucking stand and take a power bomb without anybody giving it to him better than he took the one in that match.
Hence why Michaels also went into the match with the goal of getting Kevin tired straight away. The match
Yeah. For those who don't know, HBK, he was an asshole, bro. Y'all, a lot of people think CM Punk is one, and to an extent he is, but he wasn't. I don't think he was like HBK. I don't think anyone was like HBK, bro. Just the stories that you've heard from other wrestlers. Granted, he's changed, and that's awesome. Growth. That's how it's supposed to be. But he was really a prick. If he didn't like certain stuff, he would do the job, but he would be an ass about it. He would legit be an ass about it. He would do things to make you look bad. That's how he was.
match with Diesel showed just why Michaels had a lot of heat back in the day, but
Yeah.
being hard to work with. Another heat-seeking wrestler from the same time period was Ahmed Johnson. Johnson was infamous for his bad attitude backstage, and he's also known for his less than stellar work in the ring.
Look out, here comes Ahmed! Over the top!
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
In 1997, following a match with Mark Mira on Raw, Ahmed proceeded to take probably the worst TKO, or any variation of a cutter, ever seen.
Referee Jack Dog caught him.
Match the result of a disqualification, Ahmed Johnson.
In the same year, Johnson took on Hunter Hearst Helmsley at King of the Ring. The battle
Yeah,
had a
that
couple of
looked
botches,
awkward.
including Ahmed's interesting way of taking a pedigree.
Hunter Hearst Helmsley with a pedigree. Oh
Ahmed Johnson's pedigree cell gave us flashbacks of the time Marty Garner impaled himself, thinking the move was more like a double underhook powerbomb.
no! Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my God.
Other wrestlers that have had trouble receiving the pedigree include Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
During an episode of Raw in February 2002, McMahon has screwed
Vince is definitely one of those people. He wasn't always graceful with taking finishers. Like his last stunner he took a few years ago at WrestleMania was one of the worst stunners ever, because he's not that coordinated like you would think he would be.
screwed up taking moves several times,
Oh,
including
yeah.
the worst stunner in wrestling history
said
at
it.
WrestleMania 38.
This is so bad.
This man trying to get away. But Austin
Oh
still
my
standing.
God, this is so
Vince isn't
bad.
alone when it came to a horrific
Linda,
ways to
oh
take the
my
stunner,
God.
as a host of people, typically non-wrestlers, have had a hard time being stunned.
The decision. Oh, and
Uncle
that's
Cole.
He's out on his feet. Turn around, Shane. Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens with Shane. Stunner.
Given how often it's hit, a traditional suplex should be one of the more simple maneuvers to take.
Facts.
But we're going to throw to some examples where things go wrong. In almost all cases, it's because the recipient either jumps too early or barely jumps high enough to clear the move.
Yeah.
Whoa, whoa. Oh, look at this.
That's crazy.
Deep trouble. What's our truth gonna do here?
He had to modify it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh.
And that is the danger. AJ calling it audible, and
Yeah.
here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. It looks like it. Look at the power of the Raw Women's Champion.
I will say this. Rhea is very strong, bro. She was able, damn near she deadlifted her. She didn't get enough momentum from Charlotte, so she literally powered her up. That's how strong Rhea is. Impressive. Impressive.
The WWE's Greatest Royal Rumble event is remembered for its myriad of botches and excruciating length.
Set a record here tonight in the Rumble. Oh, no. Big Cass went right after Daniel Bryan.
Jeff Hardy's US title defense versus Jinder Mahal was one of the show's shortest matches, but featured probably the second worst botch of the night. It occurred when Jeff went for his trademark Whisper in the Wind, which couldn't be more of a fitting name given what happened next.
Going up top. And a whisper in the wind. Nobody home.
This is y'all GOAT. Don't hinder gender, right? Exhibit A. Okay. All right. Just wanted to put that out there.
Hardy completely missed Jinder, but the Maharaja still took a bump as if a gust of wind had taken him down. Credit to Corey Graves, who tried his absolute best to cover for the snag.
I don't think Jeff Hardy connected at all. Maybe it was an attempted a ploy for Jinder to throw Hardy off his game.
But this wasn't the only time a wrestler didn't quite get all of it.
Big right hand, and the giant is rocked. Talking about Ray Combs? Talking about Jimmy Hart.
Oh, Lord. Didn't even...
That's the dirtiest ride this
What?
He only knows 2 kicks. A roundhouse kick.
Oh
Tumbles
my
in there, 2
God.
on 1. Into the ropes. Uh-oh, hang on. He does not want to be there.
What? Oh, no. Oh.
Twice into the steps.
You can clearly...
I think he may have done. Here, you understand?
You can clearly see. Oh.
Roman didn't get all of it.
No.
Oh, Jillian.
Oh, my God.
Here comes the queen. Quite get all of it. Oh. I don't know if they got all of it.
Like for natural selection, did she get enough?
Brave just went for the pro kick. I don't think Sheamus.
And I love how the announcers, I don't think they got all of it. They got none of it.
Got all of it, John.
This right here.
Big boot. And Bryan misses it. I think he just caught him on the top of the head, but is it enough?
Are we
No.
going to see a 300-pound GTS? Yes,
No.
we
No, we won't.
But a standing switch by Becky.
Oh.
Sasha. Whoa. Went for a double sunset. Reboot.
Oh, he went for it and missed it.
He certainly did. Well, what's that? Yokozuna. Kick from Naomi to Carmella.
Oh.
I'm not sure she got all that. I think Billy.
Always gonna be one of the best clips. This nigga didn't hit him at all. All he did was dive out and hit the grate. That was it. He didn't hit nobody. Oh my God. That's the best clip. It will always be one of my favorite clips, bro. He literally hit no one except the steel ramp grate. Look out! Smack. We gotta see that again, bro. That man.
How is he coming back? Oh, yeah.
The next few WWE shows in Saudi Arabia weren't much better. There were plenty more botches, several of which took place in Undertaker's matches, including Taker and Kane's clash versus Shawn Michaels and Triple H at Crown Jewel in 2018. The match was thrown into disarray immediately when Triple H screwed up his signature flip out of the ring spot.
Yep.
And Triple H, oh my God, up over the top.
Helmsley tore his pec, meaning all 4 wrestlers now had to alter the match to work around the game's injury. After that, Hunter Irish whipped himself into the barricade, which was meant to be a counter to Taker's attempt of the same move. From there, a masterless Kane alongside Taker failed to catch Shawn as HBK hit a moonsault press to the floor.
Michaels, moonsault!
Oh.
God almighty.
There was one more botch as the Big Red Machine awkwardly took a pedigree to end the match.
Triple H with a pedigree.
Yeah, he was in so much
Undertaker's
pain,
next
bro.
visit to Saudi Arabia was even more infamous.
Yeah.
A dream match with Goldberg at Super Showdown 2019 turned into a nightmare. It must have felt like deja vu for Taker as his opponent was injured in the early going once again. Goldberg's spear into the post was botched after Bill ran headfirst into the steel, resulting in a concussion.
Taker whipped across the ring, hits the turnbuckle
Right
hard.
here.
Here comes Goldberg.
Oh my
Belly
God.
busted. Goldberg hit the post hard.
With blood pouring from his head, Goldberg planted the Phenom on his head with a jackhammer.
Yeah.
At this point, everyone watching was concerned for the two men, and there were serious considerations from Gorilla in stopping the match altogether.
Goldberg's gonna be able to do this to the Undertaker. Oh my God!
As if the flashbacks from the last Saudi show weren't bad enough, this next spot will have reminded the Phenom of his ill-fated encounter with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33.
Bro, him just look at this, man. Well, I think this is when he was watching WrestleMania, his match with Roman, and it's just one of those things where we know the Undertaker and how he is, and he likes to be perfect in the ring. So just watching some matches back, knowing that they were awful or just really bad, whether it was his fault or his opponent's fault, it's just one of those things where it's like, I know that definitely bothers him, especially if you care about the craft and what you do. I'm sure that bothers him.
Saudi show weren't bad enough. This next spot will have reminded the Phenom of his ill-fated encounter with Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 33.
How much longer remains to be seen. One more will not. Oh, look out. Reigns.
As Taker and Goldberg collapsed during a tombstone sequence that was supposed to be the finish.
Goldberg going for it again. Oh, he was looking for the tombstone.
Taker instead chose to end things with a chokeslam that the concussed Goldberg could barely get up for.
Lost a lot of blood. And now Undertaker with a chokeslam.
The Undertaker's expression after the bell told the whole story. This would turn out to be his final ever traditional singles match. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out a similar video of 20 minutes of WWE.
Yeah, this was great, man. This was fantastic. It sucks. Like, some of the Undertaker's last few matches weren't really that good, but I think he did end it off pretty well with the cinematic match with AJ. I thought that was pretty dope. But like in ring matches in front of a live audience, they weren't good at all. That's it's unfortunate. So comment down below, let me know, man, what's your favorite, I guess you can say, botch that you've seen, like where you clearly saw either someone didn't get hit, the punch clearly missed them, or they clearly didn't catch the person as they were falling, or you just remember seeing a sequence that just got all ruined and messed up. If it wasn't in this video, let me know down below some of your favorites that you remember, because there's plenty of them. I think there's a recent clip from AEW where a guy takes a move and then he gets up. It's a move you're not supposed to get up from. He gets up and then falls out the ring. It was like on some HBK versus Hulk Hogan type selling. It was just ridiculous. I just recently seen that on Twitter not too long ago. So comment down below, let me know if you know any other clips like that weren't in this particular video. But I appreciate all the love and support. Road to 150K, and I'm still the undisputed YouTube wrestling champion of the world. Appreciate y'all kicking with me. See y'all next one. Peace.